So, for some of you who don't know, I am the illustrious Perry James, and you're watching Hashtag Truth with Scott Larson. Cut! Somebody get that Zuckerberg guy on the phone. We gotta get Larson shut down.
Watch it all fall down around you now. Was it ever really worth it? Having your kingdom crumble to the ground because you never had the courage. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up.
PWU Explosion. There you go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hashtag Truth. Tonight we have the one, the only, Mr. Shawn Baker. How you doing tonight, sir?
How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing great, man. Me and my sister, I've had to cancel on you a couple of times. We finally got a good time for you.
Yeah.
Glad you're here, man.
I'm happy to be here, man. I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, without a doubt. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where do you wrestle?
Well, I am from, I'm billed from St. Albans, West Virginia, and that's the truth. I was born and raised in St. Albans, West Virginia. Been here my entire life. Small little town, right around Charleston, and we tend to wrestle just around the West Virginia area. Like I've been to Bluefield, Huntington, Beckley, a lot of places in West Virginia, and it's a good place to wrestle.
So which one do you call home? Which one of those organizations there in West Virginia did you get your start and do you call home?
Oh, did I get my start? Well, Premier Wrestling League, PWL, that's down in Bluefield. That is the promotion that I had my first match in. And I've been going there for a long time. I know the promoter really well. Fantastic guy. That place I could really call home. ASW, All Star Wrestling, that's the place I made my debut. We had a quarantine show. I think it was called ASW Quarantine 2 Electric Boogaloo or something like that. I don't know who comes up with the names.
Gotta love the names, right?
Oh, yeah.
Gotta love the names.
But we did a giant like Royal Rumble style match, and me and a lot of the new faces around West Virginia right now made our debuts there. So ASW is definitely a place I could call home as well.
So you came out in a Royal Rumble type match. What number did you draw, or where did you come out in the Rumble? In the middle, toward the beginning, toward the end? And how did you fare?
It was towards the middle, and I really wish I could tell you the number. I feel terrible because I don't remember this now. I haven't even been able to watch the match back. I never got the footage of it.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know that I'd want to see it. That was probably awful. I know I was towards the middle.
Okay.
And
how long do you think you last, minute-wise?
10 minutes?
That's not bad for an
10 minutes,
over-the-top
maybe?
battle royal. That's not bad at all.
Did a lot of punching and kicking. And
Did you eliminate a few people before you got out?
yeah, I think I did. I tried to eliminate this guy, Shane Storm. He held on really well because he's just crafty and he's been doing it for a while. He knows what he's doing.
I got you.
Tangled with Rocky Rage in there a little bit, and he made my chest look like a tomato that had just been burst open all over the counter.
So being a rookie, did you have a target on your back? I mean, did a lot of the veterans in there that knew you were a rookie, did they go after you?
No, but I didn't really give them the chance. I just kind of went at it myself. I went out there to make a statement, to be like, I'm the next big thing around here. I'm new. That's fine. It may take people a while to realize it, but I'm going to be the best wrestler in the world. And to me, like if you get in the wrestling business and you don't want to be the best in the world, get out.
Right.
Of it.
Oh, right. Without a doubt. I agree with you 100%. So when you sent me your promo pic, you had some kind of face paint on you, kind of like I don't know how to describe it. I would say clown. Is that okay?
Yes.
Explain that.
Well, I am part of a tag team called the Circus of Pain.
Okay.
My tag team partner is James Maxon, and we have a valet/manager named Demonia. And we all dress up like clowns because we're part of the circus. We're not circus clowns, but we are all part of the
sort of like the Juggalo thing, right?
Kinda. We've gotten a few of those comments. And
it's hard not to. They're famous.
It's mainly from fans we get it from, and we just look at it and we're like, you look like a clown. And they're like, but you're wearing the makeup.
Right, exactly. So I've had a few tag teams on from your area. Have you went up against the New Breed?
Oh, we've gone up against the New Breed a lot. It's those guys. I mean, it's
so what? Give me your evaluation of Gen Z, man.
Gen Z, he's a great kid. He really is. He's a lot of fun in the ring, just to be with. But at the same time, when we get in there, I like to knock him around real hard.
Take him down quick, right?
A lot of guys like to take it easy on him because, he's a kid. But at the same time, you want to be a wrestler. And I understand this.
Hey, you better be careful, though, Pat. They always say dynamite comes in small packages. You never know.
Yeah. And I'm always like, if you want to do this, he's going to appreciate it more if I don't go easy on him.
Right.
That being said, I don't try to kill him.
I don't think any wrestler wants anybody to go easy on them. I mean,
no.
It's a contact sport. Wrestling's a contact. I don't care what people say, entertainment, whatever. It's a sport. Get over it.
I attribute wrestling because as a wrestler, you get the question a lot of, is it fake? Is it scripted? And it's the best thing I can attribute it to is it's like athletic theater.
Right.
You're going out there and you're busting your butt. I don't know if you allow cussing on this show or not. You're busting.
Oh, yeah, it's non-rated, dude. You can say whatever you want to say.
You're going out there, you're killing yourself, and you're working hard. But at the end of the day, it's for the fans. You're putting on a performance, and your goal is to entertain.
Right.
And it's like a drug that is just.
Right. What all my wrestling buddies like to say is, if you think it's fake, come here. Let me bring you in the ring. Let me do a few moves on you. Let me body slam you a couple of times. And then tomorrow morning, you call me up and tell me how you feel. And then tell me it's fake.
I've met a few guys that are like that. And I tend not to be that way.
Or let me stretch you out for about 10 minutes in the ring here. Let me run you from one rope to the other until you puke. And then, we'll talk about how fake it is.
It's demanding. It's very, very hard. And a lot of people like to say the adage of it's not ballet. Ballet is really hard in its own right. I'm not taking anything away from those dancers.
Now, I have heard it called ballet or dancing with violence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's true. It's not ballet. It's a lot more physically intense in other ways than ballet.
Right. I don't want to stand on my toes, so I'm pretty sure that's hard to do, and I really don't want to try that either. But
I don't think I've ever been able to stand on my toes. Ever.
I'm 500 pounds. That would hurt. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, I know the feeling.
What's up, Alexander? Welcome to Hashtag Truth Tonight. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. It's a late night, 9 o'clock, but I want to thank Shawn Baker here for showing up tonight. I had to cancel on him a couple of times, and he told me, hey, I really want to get this in before Thanksgiving. I said, you give me the time. And he said, hey, how about 8:30? And I said, you know what? Get home, relax. Let's make it 9 o'clock. So if you're going to blame anybody, blame me.
No, I don't think they're blaming you. They're happy for the content.
Oh, yeah. We got people watching. Nobody wants to talk, though. Hello, everybody. People out there. Shawn wants a question.
Yeah, feel free to ask
Give
me
him a question.
you want.
Give him a question.
I'll lie
So,
to you.
how did you become a professional wrestler, man? What was that day where you went, yep, that's my goal. I want to be that.
That dream of mine started way back whenever I was 9 years old. It was back, I don't even remember exactly when, but I know it was in 2006. And I was my mom was scrolling through the channels on TV. She was just scrolling through, and she just stopped on wrestling. She was like, oh, I used to watch wrestling all the time as a kid. Because my mom was a huge wrestling fan back in the day.
Right.
And we just stayed and we watched it for a little bit. I don't remember the exact episode of Raw that it was. I don't remember exactly what was going on. But I do know the first ever pay-per-view I watched was Unforgiven 2006.
Oh, my goodness.
And from that day forward, I was hooked. Like I said, wrestling is like a drug like no other.
Okay, well, we got some people showing up now, man. Alex wants to know, what's your favorite thing about the business?
The fans, man. The fans. Because without the fans, I don't have a job. I can't do this without the fans.
Okay.
Whether they're booing
Now
me or
I
cheering
always
me.
ask everybody this question. How long have you been in the business?
I have been around the business for a little bit, just like coming to shows and watching, but actually being in the business, I'm coming up on 2 years.
Okay, so I've got to ask you this, and I know it's happened to you. Every wrestler that's been in for more than a year, what was it like when that first fan came up to you and said, Mr. Baker, I got to have your autograph?
Dude, that was a surreal moment because it makes me remember the times when I was that little kid. You go up to your favorite wrestler.
I'm still that kid, and I'm 50, dude.
I've always talked to some of the other guys that I know. I'm like, it's okay to still be a fan. Like it's okay to still get excited because you see someone that you used to idolize. It's okay to just be excited.
I still mark out. I'll use the word. I mark out all the time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's okay to be a mark sometimes, and like it's got a bad stigma nowadays, but.
Not for me. If you watch wrestling and you love wrestling and you love the sport, being called a mark is a badge of honor. People call me a mark. I take that as a badge of honor. Yes, sir, I am. Been doing it since I was 8 years old.
But the way I see it, like whenever wrestlers be marks, they sometimes it's a bad stigma for them. I'm like, why? Like you started out as a fan. Why would you want to discourage someone from still enjoying the thing that they're doing? Because I've always been told if you love what you do, you'll never work.
It's not a job. That's it. That's exactly it.
It's no matter how long I do this, I'm always going to love wrestling.
Wow, got a lot of people talking tonight. Luke Childers, what's going on, Luke? Hey, buddy, I saw that you took up my bet. And I love it. Sorry I couldn't make it to HWA last night. You're asking me how my face is. The spider bite, it's doing a lot better. Me and Mr. Shawn was talking about that before the show. Yeah. Rachel love the clown.
Rachel Taylor, she looked pretty.
Does she?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a reason you said that. Marvin said, what's the greatest match you've had?
Greatest match I've had is honestly, it was the last match I just had. I went up against Aaron West down in Bluefield at Premier Wrestling League. We had a street fight for the 304 championship, and best match I've had so far. I've been really proud of a lot of the matches I've been putting out lately, but that one there was something special about it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm really, really proud of it.
If you came in feeling good and you left feeling good, that's what counts, right?
But stay tuned because I'm sure there will be better.
I like that attitude. I love that. Okay, the pretty girl wants to know your favorite all-time wrestler.
Kane.
Kane. Okay, there's a story behind that. Why Kane?
I don't even know if there's a story. It's just something about the guy. Like I started watching wrestling after he had already taken the mask off and stuff like that. But the internet was blossoming, so I got on the internet and I looked back at all the cool stuff that Kane did. Saw his debut in 1997, whenever he ripped the Hell in a Cell door off the cage.
Yes,
And
when he came and ripped it off and
Mhm.
walked in there and confronted his brother.
Yeah, and I've been enamored with the guy my entire life. And as a kid, I couldn't quite put a finger on it, and as an adult, I still can't. I really admire the work that he puts in.
Now, what about the Kane? What about the Kane outside the ring? The mayor, the mayor.
I think just from what I've seen in interviews and podcasts, I think Glenn Jacobs is a fine man, and I would love the chance.
Very much so.
I don't even care if I'm picking his brain. I just want to talk to him about coffee. I don't care.
Right. Just sit down and just listen, right?
And he's a really funny guy too.
Oh yeah. I was talking to another person I was interviewing earlier this week, and I said, they had this show where they go back and they buy things from these WWE wrestlers, like the first masks they ever wore, and they're putting them in a WWE museum. And they were talking to him. He couldn't find his very first mask, but he found one of the very first ones he ever wore as Kane. And he sold it to the museum or donated it. I can't remember, but it was just amazing the stories he was telling about that.
Mm-hmm. I haven't been able to watch that yet. I've got it saved so I can watch it.
Oh, you definitely gonna have to watch
I need to see that because I saw one they did with Booker T. I think. He was looking for some of his memorabilia.
Speaking of merchandise and stuff, Ashley wants to know, where can we buy your merch?
You can buy my merch. Well, you can find me at any show that I'm on. I will have a box of merch there. And I might even sign it too if you want to. I'll have pictures and stuff like that. But you can also get my merch online at prowrestlingtees.com/Shawn Baker. I'm fairly certain.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it written down over here.
Okay. This is too much now. Who is Miss Rachel Taylor?
Huh? Who is Rachel Taylor?
Yes.
Rachel Taylor's my girlfriend.
I sort of figured that out. But I just wanted you to say it before I made a fool of myself. What's your dream match, and who would you want to wrestle the most, pro or local?
That's a really hard question, actually. Locally, I would love to wrestle Shane Storm. I don't know if he's watching this or not, but Shane, I'm calling you out. Gary Dameron, book it, please.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Call out on #truth. I love it.
Shane Storm, he's been around for so long. He wrestled Dusty Rhodes. Not a whole lot of people know that. He wrestled Dusty Rhodes. That's a little inside joke. But he's been around so long. He's got such a wealth of knowledge. And I'm just being able to lock up with the guy. I feel like I could learn just mountains.
There are some crazy questions coming in, so I know these people know you. I'm just gonna say that right before I even put them on the screen. I'm just saying.
I'm sure they're coming in.
I gotta skip. I'm gonna get back to everybody, I promise. But when this question popped up, I know there's a story here. Howard Hill wants to know, what is your favorite Pokemon?
What is my favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon. I'm a huge anime nerd, and I grew up with Pokemon. Obviously,
my daughter is a huge anime.
You got a good daughter. My favorite Pokemon is Crobat. So much so, I've got it tattooed on me.
There you go. There's the story. So did you like the show when it first came out, and that was just the one that stuck with you?
Crobat wasn't my favorite until much later in my life. I'd say probably a few years ago. It's my favorite for the longest time was Charizard, because whenever you're a kid, who doesn't love a fire-breathing dragon?
Right.
But as an adult, I played the games more, and I used different Pokemon. Nobody likes Zubat. He's one of those Pokemon you run into.
And Pikachu was just always there. Pikachu would have been cool if it would have been one of those rarely used Pokemon, but of course it had to be the main part of the whole show. So everybody loves Pikachu.
He's cute, and everyone gets it, and I understand that, but everyone hates Zubat because you run into it all the time. It's annoying. It's every 5 steps you take, he's there. So I was like, what happens? I should use this thing one time. And
So do you play Pokemon on the go?
Pokemon Go, I do. Yes. We play Pokemon Go.
Great. I've never played it. I watched the cartoon. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan, so I was the other cards.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
He's about to go pull some stuff out. I will get to everybody's question, I promise. Just stick around.
Dude, I am a huge Yu-Gi-Oh mark.
Oh my goodness. Me and you got something to talk about.
Look
at that. That's what I'm talking about. And the first one out of the box is a dragon. I love it.
Yeah, it's a Azurized Silver Dragon.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I've got like 7 decks. I'm a huge nerd, and I'm not even.
Rachel Taylor, nerd.
Thanks, honey. Love you too.
It's all good. Hey, I'm huge on chess, and everybody around my house calls me a nerd. So
chess is fun. I like solitaire. Solitaire is a lot of fun. That's one of those games you can just shut
My
your
dad
mouth
loves solitaire, so
it's fun.
Oh yeah. So let's see. We got a bunch more questions. This guy must know you because he's asking, why do you have such terrible choice in facial hair?
That's my tag team partner.
Okay, there you go.
How's your appendix, Jacob?
Okay, there's a what?
Love you, Bubby.
Why are you asking about his appendix?
His appendix decided to die on him not too long ago.
Oh, he had to have surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
oh,
he's doing much better now. From what I'm,
he said, still missing.
Hashtag memories, man. Hashtag memories.
I love it. That is so cool. All right, here we go. Luke has a question. What was your favorite wrestling experience like, storyline or winning a belt?
Story, I would assume he means like me personally.
Yes.
My favorite, I haven't done a whole lot, but in terms of storyline, I really like what me and my tag team partner, James Maxson, what we did with the New Breed. I feel like we had a good story going into it, and it was just a lot of fun and getting to work those guys and just the fans being right there with it for every single step. And by the time
what was the last match you had with the New Breed?
Last match we had was an empty arena match.
Okay.
It went back in October. I can't remember the date that we put it out, but it was an empty arena match to decide who would be the #1 contenders for the Battleground Wrestling Tag Team Championships.
Okay.
And I don't want to spoil who came out on top, but
okay,
very good match, and I recommend everyone go take a look at it.
I would definitely. Please send me the link to that match or the place I can go watch it when we're done.
Okay.
And speaking of that tag team, Zach, Gen Z, as he's called, I think Gen Z would be a dream match for you. Oh wait, it seems like we wrestle every week.
That kid, I think, has taken my finishing move more than anyone else.
So how much have you learned as far as merchandising goes from Gen Z? The merchandise guru.
Z, I'm gonna shoot a little bit, dude. Cool it. You gotta cool it. You're putting out way too much too fast. Let the fans want more.
Oh gosh.
Granted, he's making
if you're a big time Gen Z fan and you can change your shirt once a day for a month without having to wear the same shirt,
he's doing something right. He's selling the merch that he puts out. He's making money on it. And it's just, honestly, like, as long as he's got people willing to buy the shirts that he puts out every other day, keep doing it.
Right? Howard said, I think you should ask Jacob's question. I did.
Which one, Howard?
Did I miss something? Wait a minute.
Was he talking about the facial hair?
Yeah. I think he was. I had skipped around for a little bit. I apologize.
But I was laughing.
Rachel said hashtag memories, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You should wrestle Paparazzi.
Paparazzi. I'd love to wrestle Paparazzi. He looks like a giant piece of chewed up bubble gum, and I actually have wrestled him before.
Okay. Oh, there you go. See, Gen Z said they could have a Gen Z wardrobe.
Hold on. Speaking of paparazzi.
Uh-oh.
You talking smack, Shawn Baker?
Oh.
Are you talking smack?
I'm talking smack.
You know what? No.
So
This is
who
your
do we
podcast.
have
I'll let
here?
you handle it. I'll let
Who
you
is
handle
that?
your questions.
Okay. Keep on walking, Papa.
Okay. Was that Papa?
That was paparazzi.
Okay. Well, how you doing, sir?
Oh, he's gone now. He went back in his room.
Uh, Rachel said paparazzi is, and you can
Ew.
read the rest.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel good about her being my girlfriend now. Everyone saw what he looked like. Ew. I said he looked like a piece of chewed up bubble gum, and she said that he's hot. What do I look like? Scott, am I an attractive man?
I'm not getting in the middle of that, sir. I'm just not doing it. Not touching it with a 10-foot pole. It ain't happening. So which do you prefer? And I know your tag team partner's probably watching. Singles or tag?
I like singles a lot, but I've been really having a lot of fun with the tag team dynamic of it because there's a lot more that goes into it, a lot more psychology about it. And it's when you got to think a little bit more about how to make the match more believable, make the match make more sense.
Right.
I like it because it's like a puzzle, and I like
Right.
puzzles. So, and going out there with one of my best friends in the world is just awesome. And like, I don't even have to think, or I don't even have to say anything, and he knows exactly what I'm thinking, and vice versa. And it's honestly, it's the greatest feeling in the world getting to go out there with somebody that I've known for almost 8 years now.
That is totally cool, and I understand that perfectly. I can basically say the same thing. I've got my best friend Chuck Winchester has been a producer on my show here for 5 years, and right after the holidays, we are going to be double teaming #Truth. He's going to become a partner of mine, so
That's
there's
awesome.
going to be 2 hosts on #Truth.
Well,
The whole show is
congratulations.
getting a remake, so yeah, I'm excited. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to that.
As you should be. That's awesome.
Right, without a doubt. So I'm going to go to one quick commercial. We're going to come back, and then I'm going to ask you how the circus came about, how you guys became a tag team. I'll give you a few seconds to think about that answer. I know you already know it. I mean, your memory's pretty good. You're a young kid, right?
I'll have to come up with an excuse right now.
We'll be back right after this quick message from Retro Toys and Collectibles.
This is 4-Foot Batman. And 4-Foot Batman knows the home of great collectibles at awesome prices. Retro Toys and Collectibles, movie memorabilia, Magic the Gathering cards, wrestling figures, Hot Wheels, the always popular Funko Pops, and much, much more. He knows the Hall of Collectibles is located in downtown Cherryville, North Carolina, at 400 East Main Street. Give them a call today, 980-989-5181. Retro Toys and Collectibles, the heavyweight champion in collecting.
There you go, Retro Toys and Collectibles, Cotton up there in good old Cherryville. If you collect anything, and I do mean anything, if he doesn't have it, he knows how to get it. Check him out up there at 400 East Main Street in Cherryville.
I want that.
So,
Batman.
what was that?
I want that Batman, the 4-foot Batman.
Oh, you'd have to fight Chuck Winchester to the death for that, sir.
I'll do it. It's a win-win situation, really.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he loves that thing. 4-foot Batman. He's
awesome.
got a 2-foot Superman that stands in front of it. He's an avid collector. He loves his superheroes, as do I. I'm more into the wrestling thing when it comes to my background. And when you see him, when he comes on the show, you'll see him with all his masks and all his toys that he has behind him. He's a super collector.
It's awesome. I can't wait to see that.
Oh yeah, he's pretty cool about that. So the circus, how did the circus come together? How did you guys become a tag team?
The Circus of Pain. Well, I said earlier that my first match happened at PWL, Premier Wrestling League. And
Okay.
that first match was me and my partner, James Maxon. We teamed up to face the Cubans. That was the team of Well, he's going by Rotten Ronnie, but the Cuban Assassin and the Mercenary.
Okay.
And it was a really fun match. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but we decided we were just trying to come up with just like a random name because they were just going to call us by our actual names, just Shawn Baker and James Maxon.
Right.
And
So you guys just basically got thrown together that night. It wasn't like you had already got the name planned and you guys have got together and came out. This was just you guys were you came to a show and okay, you two are tagging tonight, and that's how it started.
Yeah, that's about what it is. Like I said, we've known each other for a very long time.
Right.
But we had.
But sometimes that's the best way to do it, though. I mean,
yeah, and
if you're good friends, it's like there you go.
And it's the chemistry's off the charts with us too, because like he plays off of me very well, I play off of him very well, and it just worked out perfectly. And eventually, as time went on, we did our things. We did our thing in the singles department. He became part of a group called Legion.
Okay.
And he had some good success there, and it was great. But the opportunity arose for us to work together again, and I was like, "Oh, let's do it. It's Circus of Pain. Let's bring it back. It's not just a one-time thing. Let's do it. We're going to take over the tag division. Every single title we see, we're taking it, and we've been having a lot of fun. We're bringing new people into it, like Demonia, maybe more people in the further down the line. There was a show last night that if you were there, you know what happened. But that may have been one thing.
Boy, you're good at teasing, man. I like that. You're very good.
You can't give too much away. You can't give too much away because if there's anyone watching this and they haven't seen the Circus of Pain wrestle, they haven't been to a local show that we've been on, maybe they'll want to come and see it now. Maybe
there you go.
See what all the hype's about.
Zach Knotts, I think when he was talking about Papa, he said it's Patrick Starr.
Yeah, that's another one of his names.
Jacob Jennings said, missed you yesterday.
I missed you too, Bubby. I missed you. We had a show yesterday that I couldn't be a part of because of some personal complications, and it really, really sucked. But they made the best of it without me, and I'm really proud of them.
There you go, man. That's pretty cool. Harry Bernard Taylor of Straight Up Wrestling Show. Tag team wrestling used to be the quickest way to build up stars in wrestling.
Let's look at the Hardy Brothers, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys.
Oh my goodness,
six stars that started off as tag team wrestlers, and the majority of them went on to have really good single success. Christian is
FTR right now. Gosh, you can name a bunch
FTR, Young Bucks.
Young Bucks. There you go. I mean,
one of my favorites is the Midnight Express.
Rock and Roll Express.
Mm-hmm. Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton is just a fantastic person.
You could even throw the Rockers in there for their first year before they split up.
Yeah,
before Shawn got too big for his britches.
Well, I mean, the Rockers is just an unfortunate situation and it's what coined the term who's going to be the Jannetty of the group.
Yeah, right.
It really sucks because Shawn Michaels went on to beat Shawn Michaels, like
HBK, right?
Like he is definitely, I'd say, on most people's Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Without a doubt,
he should be. He's once in a generation. Fantastic.
I don't know. He'd be close on mine. I'd have to admit. If there was only 4 heads on that Mount Rushmore, I don't know. Shawn might make it. He might.
That's the thing. With
There's
Mount
a
Rushmore
lot of great wrestlers throughout
like people make those decisions on the fly a lot of the times too. And it's like, if someone were to ask me right now, like if I get a question.
If you grew up a Shawn Michaels fan, I could see. I mean, if you were a teenage girl at the time when Shawn Michaels was at his peak, I mean, a girl, and I'm not downing girls in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that they'd probably snap him up there in a heartbeat because he was a good-looking guy.
Shawn Michaels was a hunk. I'm just going to say
right?
It. He was a hunk.
Right? James Kiefer, how you doing tonight? Welcome to Hashtag Truth.
How you doing, James?
He wants to know what would be your dream match.
My dream match. That's also a tough one. It's obviously impossible. I'd love to wrestle Kane one day. It's not going to happen because he's retired. He's the mayor of Knox County. I could drive down there and try to challenge him to a match, but it's not going to happen. Kenny Omega is definitely on that list. I'd love to wrestle Kenny.
My goodness. Yes.
Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole. It's the list. Just
What about good old MJF? Because you look like a good old boy, and you going up against MJF, that looks like a good match.
that'd be a very fun match. I'd enjoy it. I would enjoy beating the crap out of MJF.
Or maybe the Miz. The Miz is another one that's kind of, the bad guy, does the good bad guy, the heel role.
He too can take the lariat. I love.
There you go. We're gonna get into moves here pretty quick. My dad wants to know where you headed next.
How you doing, Marvin? My next show is in Huntington, West Virginia. It is on December 5th, and bell time's at 6. Me and my tag team partner, James Maxson, we will be going up against an undisclosed team as far as I'm aware right now, but I know it is.
Do me a favor and send me the poster after the show, and I'll pin it up on my page.
Can do. I'll do that.
I would love to do that. Oh my goodness. I can't. If you were wondering a while ago while you were answering a serious question and I was giggling, Miss Rachel has just got me like laughing hysterically. James is my favorite member of Circus of Pain. Sorry, Shawn.
What about Demonia? What about Demonia? You just going to leave her out? Wow. Wow. I'm telling her you said that.
And then she said my Mount Rushmore is HBK and only HBK.
Okay, but what about Triple H? I'm telling him you said that.
Wow, just left Triple H off. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
The man with the best entrance in wrestling. I mean, music and all.
Can't go wrong with
Sorry.
that. You really can't.
Harry said even Ric Flair became famous from tag team wrestling. He was with Johnny Valentine, Rip Hawk, and Blackjack Mulligan. Yes, he was. Harry knows a lot about wrestling. And if you guys have not seen Straight Up Wrestling Podcast, please go check these guys out. These guys, they go over every AEW, every WWE show. They even go to local events and they interview local talent. Go and check these guys out. They are definitely worth a watch.
I love me a good wrestling podcast. I'm going to have to check them out.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Howard Hill, where do you see yourself in a year?
Where I see myself in a year, it's hard to tell, but I know, I know deep down in my soul that I'm going to be one of the biggest names in this area just because I work hard and no one wants it more than I do. And that's
okay. So I got a question that pops in my head when you say that. What is your regiment? What is your weekly regiment for staying on top in wrestling? What is your training regiment?
Honestly, I've been slacking a lot lately. I haven't been able to make.
Oh no, wrong answer, man. No, I did not hear that.
But the best thing I can tell anybody that's wanting to just get in, even just generic shape, but cardio, man. You've got to focus on cardio, and not just normal cardio, ring cardio.
Now, what did you do during the pandemic? I have to ask this question, even though we're post-pandemic now, or pretty much post-pandemic. What did you do during the pandemic to keep yourself in shape? Because most of the gyms were closed. I don't know about your area, but in our area, everything was shut down for a while.
Well, I had a treadmill in my garage, so I just used the treadmill a lot. We were doing weekly training, so that's a bit of working out too. And I just did some local workouts in my room. Just push up.
Do you jog at all? Do you do a nutrition? How's your how do you do food wise? Do you just eat everything in sight, or do you watch what you eat?
My diet is the worst part about it. I have always had a very terrible diet, and
That's why I can't be a wrestler.
I've been working on it a lot lately. I've been counting my calories and stuff like that, and I've been trying my best to really make sure I'm eating right. But then as soon as I start doing that, the McRib comes back and it just shatters everything.
That darn McRib. The fake bones in the McRib, doggone them, man. They make that picture look so good on TV.
It's so good. I love it.
Jake Jennings said it's a tag team turmoil gimmick. Rachel said, oh, crap, Triple H. Forgot about Triple H.
Yeah.
Talking about tag team wrestlers, Road Warriors. There you go.
Road Warriors is another fantastic team.
Harry said, we appreciate that. Thanks for the pop. Scott, always, man. I always put everybody out there. Harry, and I am an avid fan of your show, so of course I want to put you out there. Oh, Rachel, you don't like the McRib? Come on now. I was loving you till that moment. Till that moment right here.
I've had like 6 of them this year, and she gags every time I'm eating them.
Oh,
I don't even
man.
think like she tried one for the first time this year, and she said it wasn't.
Well, she actually tried it, so I got to give.
She said
I'll
it
give her
wasn't
credit.
bad.
She at least
but
tried it.
It's definitely not something that she like would want. And
I mean,
she's
come on.
just
What's
seen-
better than processed meat covered in barbecue sauce? I
Yeah,
mean,
you
come
ever had
on.
a hot bologna sandwich?
Right? That's what I'm talking about. See, we see eye to eye.
We know food. We know food.
That's it.
I love cooking.
That's it.
Cooking's like my second favorite thing aside from wrestling.
There you go. Harry said, I'm with you on cardio. It's very important, especially for balance.
It is. It's very important. And it's like cardio sucks because you're going to be sitting there running. You're going to hate yourself. Your legs are going to be sore.
Rachel said, sorry, Scott, I just can't do them. Too much for me.
She thinks
Hey,
everything's too
the
much.
McRib ain't for everybody. That's why it only comes around once a year, once every couple of years, or whenever they decide to.
It makes me very
throw it
sad when
out
it
there.
leaves.
Oh
Missing
my
already,
goodness.
and it's not even gone yet.
Right, without a doubt. So we talked about the training. What about your moves in the ring? What is your favorite go-to move in the ring?
My favorite go-to move. I couldn't tell you my favorite go-to. I do a headbutt a lot, but I try to be careful with that for very obvious reasons. But I think
Have you
my
ever
go-to-
accidentally given yourself a little shiner on the head there by
No, not yet.
throwing a headbutt?
I know I've accidentally given someone else one.
Oh no.
But it's wrestling. It happens. It's going to work that way sometimes. Excuse me.
So go ahead.
But my favorite move, just to go to, and it's my finishing move. It's the pain.
Howard said the stanky leg. There's a story there. Somebody
Oh,
tell me
Lord.
what is the stanky leg?
The stanky leg is we were at training on Mother's Day this year. And
Okay.
I was
Oh my
working-
God, that's terrible when you know the exact day. But go ahead.
Yeah, we were working a match, me and another guy that was there. We were just getting some
Okay.
time, and I went to hop out the ring for something, and my knee hyperextended, and everyone just after everyone knew I was okay was like, Colin's over here doing the stanky leg.
I bet that got a good pop.
Oh, it did. It did. And I was laughing about it. It's wrestling. You're going to get hurt sometimes.
Right.
It sucks when it happens, but
Right.
If you have
And
the
it's
sense
good
of humor,
it's good that you took it in stride with a laugh and
Yeah.
you know. So how long did it? Okay, you just dove into injuries. What's the worst injury you've had since you started wrestling?
I haven't had any
Knock
super
on wood, of
serious-
course. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I haven't had any super serious injuries just yet. But
That is some metallic wood you got in front of you. My
it's
friend.
just the best. Hold on, I got it. There we go.
There you go.
But it's
It's like that wood was vibrating, man.
my knee was probably the worst one because
Okay.
that, luckily I didn't have any matches coming up, but I had to really take some time for that. I had to take a couple weeks to really rehab it, and I probably should have taken longer, and it still gives me issues every now and then. To anyone that's watching and taking notes on that, don't. But
I've
it's
never had
taken me-
anybody say don't follow me.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it.
Don't follow
That was
my
probably
eating
the worst one,
habits.
I'd say.
Don't follow half of my unless you got a treadmill. But I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
You're good.
like specifically the knee. Like, don't target that in a match, please, because it's fit. It will kick your head clean off. I don't have any issues with it at all. I mean it.
Good turnaround. Way to turn that around. Ashley says, what's it like to have the best roommate ever?
That's a good question. I'll let you know whenever I find one.
Oh, ouch. I bet you wasn't expecting that answer, was you? Rachel said, Gen Z has taken too many lariats. That poor child.
That kid has taken the painkiller more times than I can count.
So is that your finishing move, the painkiller?
Yes, it is. It's the lariat from hell is what it is, but I call it
Okay.
the painkiller.
Okay. Do
And
you
it
do
is
you
vicious.
do the spinning? Do you do the spinning, or is it just?
No, I just run at them and take their head off.
So
Yeah,
how many
it's like standing.
guys have literally flipped when you gave them the lariat?
None, but I'm working for it. I'm putting a
Okay.
little bit more oomph into it every time just to get them to do it.
I got you.
But I
Have
did
you
a lot
ever
of-
accidentally hit somebody too low or too high with the lariat? Have you ever took anybody's forehead off with the lariat?
No, I busted Gen Z's lip with it one time.
I can't wait to get him back on the show and ask him about that.
He's taken it quite a bit, and it's a clothesline. So you see that just about every single match on any card. So if someone's going to take that and make it their finishing move, you have to make sure that it looks devastating. So I did a lot of studying of Stan Hansen and JBL because those are two of the greatest clotheslines in the business, at least on this side of the Atlantic. So I did a lot of studying of them, and I was like, I think I can work with that. I think the lariat is the way to go. I think I can really take that move.
So are you more of a power wrestler, or would you say you're finesse, or are you what type of wrestler would you
I'm
if you were to
like
explain somebody else what kind of wrestler you are, how would you put it?
I'm definitely like a brawler. I'd say I'm a brawler because the whole gimmick is I'm a circus fighter.
I got you.
Wrestling started in the carnies way back in the day.
Very much so.
So my gimmick is a play on that. I'm a circus fighter.
So have you ever had a dream of going into the ring, being a carny, being a circus guy? You know, calling. I'm sorry. Give me the name of your tag team again.
Circus of Pain.
Circus of Pain. Have you ever thought of doing a Circus of Pain thing where maybe your tag team partner don't show up one night or something? And I would never wish that upon anybody. And you just walk out like a carny would and say, "Hey, I'll take on anybody. Come on, anybody who wants to come out of the locker room and let them play the music, and you take on whoever comes out."
Well, it comes up a lot, stuff like that. We haven't had to run into that situation yet. We've ran into a variation of that. But,
okay.
It's
you say we, so the tag team, right?
Yeah. It's that situation hasn't came up for us yet. If we run into a situation where we have to do it that way, I'll do it. And I'm sure James would too, because that's the nature of the beast. Cards always subject to change.
That is very true. Rachel said, Ashley Peel, I'd say Kiki is pretty great.
Kiki's my cat. Where is she?
Rachel said, I'm coming for that knee.
My Kiki's over there. I don't think you can see her. She's looking at me right now. She's mad because I woke her up.
My two kitty cats got closed outside because if I don't, they'll want to come up here and make appearances. They do every time. So
my cat's antisocial. She doesn't like us until she likes us.
Billy said, I had to do a double take. I thought Shock was online, but he looks more like the Scottish Prince. I'll take that as a compliment. Jacob said, he's the brawler. I'm the power guy. I like that. I like that.
James is the
so
big strong
Jacob
boy.
Jennings is the power bomb guy. He's the lift somebody up over your head guy.
He's the big strong boy. He is the strong man of the circus.
I got you, Billy.
Demonia's like the contortionist. I think that's the best way I could describe her. She's like the contortionist.
Okay, I got you. Rachel said, I'll fight him if his opponent doesn't show.
I'm sure she would. She's tried that quite a few times. It never works out well for her.
Oh, I love it. Are you saying when she gets a little bit sassy, you do a little bit of that, grappling and put her in her place? Is that what you're saying?
She'll do it whenever I'm just like laying in bed sore because I just got home from a show or something like that, and she'll just come and.
Oh, so she's smart. She picks and chooses.
Yeah,
and she gets you on your worst day. I got it.
She does this thing. I love when she does it. She goes, "Come here!" Just attacks me.
she does the Mortal Kombat thing. Get over here.
Yeah, essentially, she said that quite a few times. She grabs my hand. She goes, "I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna go."
Oh my gosh, I could get in so much trouble with questions with that, but we're gonna go on. We're gonna move on. Tell the truth, Scott. If they are in the same rook, you will be accident prone again. Oh my gosh, yes, I have broken. If you don't know what he's talking about, I am a manager, and I was managing a guy. I'm an advocate of one of the guys, and the first time I went to step out of the ring, I fell down and I broke my toe.
Oh no! Oh,
It was not pretty. Even the commentator who was on commentary that night was screaming, "Man down." It was, I laughed. I went outside. I laughed. I had a good laugh. It was funny. I mean, right? See a 500-pound man just, hey, it is what it is.
Man, sometimes you see someone fall and like you can't help it. It's a little funny. You gotta laugh.
Dude, I don't embarrass easy. Like I had 2 falls on this show in 1 week. My chair broke out from under me.
I saw that. You were sitting there.
My cat, I had a green screen because, at first I didn't have a lot of this stuff on the wall. So I had a green screen back here, and my cat took down the green screen. I got up, and this is the chain of events. I got up, my cord for my headphones, grabbed my leg. I started to go down, and then the cat hits my other leg, and I went straight face down. And the guy who was on here was trying not to laugh, and he's continuing on the question. I get right back up again, not embarrassed. Yeah, I get right back up.
I forget who it was, but he was just,
But the chair one, I went straight down, and I hurt my leg, and he went for 7 minutes without me even being there. I mean, no host, no nothing, just kept right on. Mr. Darwin just kept right on going, man. It was great.
Jonathan Darwin, yeah.
Yeah, he went right on without a beat, man. So I've always said it, and I'll say it again. If you guys do not hire Jonathan Darwin as either a ring announcer or something in your company, you are missing out on a great talent, man.
Can I do a shout out real quick to Jonathan?
Sure, you can do as many as you want.
We could have it all, Jonathan. Do you like bread, Jonathan? Do you? Jonathan.
Oh, no. Tell me the story. Wait a minute. Let me go to this really quick 30-second commercial. And we're going to come right back, and then I got to hear the story behind what you just did. Okay. We'll be right back.
L&L Fence Company, specializing in custom fencing from wood and aluminum to chain link. 9331 Albemarle Road in Charlotte, North Carolina. Give them a call today for your free estimate. 704-563-9544. L&L Fence Company, the king in custom fencing.
All right, L&L Fence Company. Definitely. If you need a fence fixed, they're the ones to go to. Now, what was all that?
That was Jonathan's a buddy of mine. I like to rib him every now and then.
Okay, I got
every
you.
now and then I'll hop on his posts and I'll just play the forbidden lover thing.
Oh gosh, I have speaking of that, I have a ring announcer where I go to. The show I go to is HWA. You see it right up under your chin there.
Yes, I see it.
That's the show that I frequent. That's my home base. That I'm considered the number one fan out there. And it's just amazing that all this stuff happens with. Rachel, I'm telling you, she is.
Oh man, what'd she say this time?
She is a hoot. I've got to give it to you, man. Who
does
does your hair? It looks really good.
Oh man, my hair.
Does she do your hair for you, sir?
She does my hair for me. She's trying to get me to shout her out on that. She does my hair and she does my mustache.
I think that was her polite way of saying, you're shouting everybody else out. Why not me?
Yeah. Yeah, she does a great job.
You think I twisted you up in a knot when you were feeling bad the other day? Wait till after this show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's coming for me. I guarantee it. She's coming.
Rachel, thank you very much for making this a great show tonight. I really appreciate you being on here, without a doubt. And I'm pretty sure it's loosening up Shawn a lot.
She might stop by eventually. She might show up. I don't know.
Oh, that would be really cool if she shows up before we close it out. If you guys, by the way, we got about 6 minutes left in the show. So if you guys have any more questions for Shawn, feel free to ask. I might even extend it a little longer. We'll see if we can't get Rachel here.
This hour has flown by.
Oh, it's once it's fun. Once people start talking, it goes by in no time. She also does his terrible facial hair too. Oh my God. What is it with him? So I'm assuming. Oh, look at here. Look at here.
Hello.
How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm great.
Oh my goodness. You got to have a seat next to him. Somehow you got to figure out a way to get over there. We got to get some dirt on Mr. Shawn Baker.
Ow. Now I can harass you in person.
Oh, yes. We got to get some dirt on Mr. Shawn Baker.
There's so much.
It's too much, really.
Too much. We don't
So
have enough time.
tell me, does Mr. Shawn Baker have an ego?
No, he doesn't.
No. Okay.
Correct.
Excuse you.
That's the correct answer.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Has he ever come home after a match and you had to knock him down a peg or two? You know, he's won a big match and he comes home like he's Mr. Man walking through the door, and you're like, wait a minute here. That ain't the way it works around here.
No, he's. I like to give him crap, but no, he's very humble. He's very like. This is going to inflate his ego,
Down to earth.
but he's very down to earth.
There you go. Good answer. So would you consider yourself one of the boys when you're out with him at a wrestling show? You know, the Circus of Pain is out there doing their thing. Are you one of the boys? Are you cheerleader number one? That's my big question.
Actually, my favorite thing to do is to boo him at shows. It's very confusing because I'm usually working his merch table in one of his shirts, but I'm booing him. It's very confusing.
For a lot of people, I imagine.
She won't say it because she doesn't want to brag, but she is a photographer and she is fantastic at her job.
Awesome.
She takes a lot of pictures, and she's been getting into wrestling photography a lot lately. If you go through my profile, you'll see a lot of the pictures that she's taken. And she does a fantastic job. And I'm going to shout her out right now. Rachel Taylor Photography right now.
There you go. Is it on
Yeah.
Facebook?
It's on Facebook.
Tell me where to find all of it, Rachel. Where do we find you on Facebook? Where else can we find you?
Facebook is Rachel Taylor Photography. Instagram, R Taylor Photographs, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know my own Instagram. Terrible timing for that, unfortunately.
Well, I'm pretty sure that, you know, an hour ago you didn't think you was actually going to be live on the show. So
That is true.
But she's been sitting
gonna
right
pretend-
beside me this entire time on the floor.
has she really?
I have been.
Oh
She's been
my
trying not to laugh
gosh.
audibly.
See, that's not right. Missy said, I know a girl who does that too.
Photographers.
Her
man,
husband.
people
She does that
people
to
don't
her
give
husband, and I
photographers
love
enough
it.
credit.
I love it.
Photographers do a lot of hard work into making us look as good as possible.
Yeah. No. Missy's talking about she boos her husband. She's at his merch
Oh.
table wearing his stuff, but she boos him.
It's very confusing. I'm telling you. It's so bizarre, but it's so much fun.
I love at HWA when Missy walks up there and her husband's doing something dastardly outside the ring, and she just kind of walks up and goes, "You better quit that because you got to go home with me." And that stops. He just turns and pivots and walks away. Like a heel would, you know, like, yeah, I took care of that mess. But yeah, we all know.
Don't get me ideas.
I love you, Missy. That's great. Oh, my dad said, why is the boss sitting behind the employee?
She's a humble boss. She's a humble boss.
Oh, there you go. I love it. Oh my gosh, this is great. Oh, I hope you guys are having fun because I am having a
I'm
blast.
having a blast. I'm having a blast.
Missy said it's the only time we can really holler at them and they can't get mad.
I don't care if he gets mad at all.
Right?
You don't have to deal with it.
There's been quite a few times where she's been sitting in the crowd and I walk past her and I'm like, I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. He's
Right.
mean to me at shows, guys.
So let me ask you something, Rachel. Has he ever had a bad night at wrestling and you had to be his ear on the way home? Like, you know, just everything on the way home is, oh my, this was just a disaster, blah, blah, blah. And it just got to the point where, okay, you can be quiet now.
No. He does have the nights where he's like, oh, I didn't do as great as I thought I should, you know, whatever. And I don't know a lot about wrestling. So like,
But you know what that tells me though? That tells me that he just wants to keep getting better. And I love that about him.
Exactly. But no, I don't ever tell him like, okay, I'm tired of hearing about it because I don't know. I'm a wrestling fan. I like hearing his thoughts. So
She's also just extremely supportive too. She's
My dad said if I don't have you back on the show, he will disown me. He's loving this show. He's having a good time.
I'm having a great time. This hour has flown by.
Oh yes, without a doubt. Now let's get back to wrestling for a little bit. You say you sit at his merch table.
yeah.
So you get. Is there any jealousy sometimes when you see the pretty looking girls come up and they're wanting autographs from Mr. Shawn Baker and stuff? Like, come on now, be honest.
No,
Has there ever been a
it's
time
fun.
where you sat over there going, uh-huh?
All the pretty girls are over at Gen Z's table.
Exactly.
Oh, gotcha. I got you. The one with the
They're all there
900
to see
shirt.
James.
Yeah,
Or they're all there to see James.
yeah, they're all there to see James Maxim. He's a hunk.
That's
I
exactly what
got
it
you.
is.
He started looking not as pretty lately, but I think it's because he lost the appendix. It really did a lot for him.
Memories.
Now, this is definitely going to happen because I'm going to make this happen. Jacob has a great idea. He said, get the whole team on here.
Oh yeah.
And it'll even be crazier. I would
Oh, yeah.
love to do that. As a matter of fact, when we get off the air, I'm gonna see what you guys are doing somewhere February-ish, and if you guys can pick a date somewhere in February, I'd love for the whole team, everybody in the circus, to come on and be a part of #Truth and
I'd
my
love
new
to do that.
partner.
I'm sure they'd love to do it too.
Oh, without a
I'm all
doubt.
for that.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of somebody, Urban Legend, who tomorrow is going to be on YouTube, AEW Dark. I interviewed this man a couple of times. The guy who he's going to be across the ring from, Powerhouse Hobbs, I've also interviewed him a couple of times on #Truth. Love you, man. Thanks for stopping by. And that's where we want to see you guys. I ain't going to lie to you. I want to see everybody that comes on my show be there. And I'm pretty sure that tonight I've had plenty of people watching. I'm pretty sure there's some promoters out there that has loved what they've heard from you. You are.
I hope so. I really, really hope so.
Would you be willing to come to? Would you be willing to come to North Carolina if a promoter asked you to come down here and wrestle?
I've been to North Carolina before. I've been down there. I was supposed to go twice. I've only been down there once right now. The second time
Okay.
fell through. There was a storm down there, so the venue lost power. But I went down there to, I can't even remember the promotion's name. It was in the Lucha Dome. It was in Burlington, North Carolina, is where we were.
You are again. Did you come down with some of the other guys? Because there was another guy. Okay, so you were with the same group that came down to the Lucha Dome. That is a great place to wrestle. I love the Lucha Dome because when you walk in the building, it looks like a shopping center.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you walk in, when you first walk in, it's a big, all the merch tables are right there on both sides of the walls.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's this where you feel like a wrestler, even though you're a fan coming in, because you walk up this big ramp and then there's curtains and you open it up and it opens to the forum. And I love that about the Lucha Dome.
It was ALW, American Lucha Wrestling, was the promotion.
American Lucha Wrestling, exactly.
My memory doesn't like to work with me a lot sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I got some good
great company there. I've been there one time myself, and I love. As you can see, I remember the building because it was just amazing. The outside does not give the inside of that building any credit at all. I'm just being honest.
Shout out to the place right across from it. Shout out to Cum Park Plaza. It's created so many just fun inside jokes for all of us.
Jacob said we've been to Burlington a few times for ALW.
A lot of the guys have been down to Burlington quite a bit, and it's awesome, and I want to go back down again here soon.
Without a doubt. Urban Legend said, number one, keep grinding. Number two, be smart with bookings, quality over quantity.
Thank you very much, man. I will take that advice. Thank you very much.
And that is coming from somebody who's going to be there shortly.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to check that out too. I'll have to check that out.
Without a doubt. Yes. Look on my page. I'm going to be putting it up there because I am so proud of both of those guys. And it's my little claim to fame. I've got two guys that are in AEW that I've actually, I've had more, but these
Hey,
two guys are getting up there
still
to stay.
awesome.
It looks like.
Brag
Yeah.
away too, because a lot of people like to be humble a lot, and that's good. Stay humble, but at the same time,
Oh,
whenever you do
Hey,
something that you're
hey,
proud of,
you get to one of these shows. I don't care if it's dark. I don't care if it's NXT. I don't care if it's Impact. I don't. If you're up there on TV,
mhm.
be proud of it, man.
Oh, yeah,
Be proud of it,
absolutely.
because we are,
Absolutely.
without a doubt. And I'd love to see you guys there, without a doubt.
I want to
And
be
if you're a
honest, we're glad.
photographer, I would love to see you take the ride with him and photograph him all the way to fame.
That's the dream.
Mhm.
There you go.
I'm gonna take her
See,
with
I
me.
love that.
That's why she's with me, really.
I'm using.
Without a doubt.
It's
So
not out of
I'm
love.
going to ask one more time because we got about 3 minutes left before I shut her down. If you guys have any more questions for Shawn Baker or Miss Rachel,
Let me
we're
hear
going
it.
to add her to the mix. Come on and give your last questions. If not, in a few minutes, we're going to shut her down. But Shawn, it has been a pleasure having you on here, man. And
Dude, I've had a
thank you.
blast.
You didn't have to sit on the floor the whole time. I feel bad now.
No, it's
I'm going to get
okay.
off of here and go,
Like
man,
sitting on
she
the
sat on the floor. That is dedication for your man. I'm telling you. That
She
is.
likes sitting on the floor. She
Well-
really does. I told her because this chair that she's sitting in, I said, you can just take that over there and sit in it if you want to, if you don't want to be on camera. She
Right.
goes, "Oh, I'm fine here." I'm
Right.
like, okay.
I was gonna go hide out in the bedroom, but I was like,
Right.
I want to harass him in person, so like, I had to stay. I had to stay.
So you can make the faces too while you're doing it, right?
Yeah, she was trying her best not to laugh super
So I'm
loud.
going to go back and watch, and now I'm going to watch his eyes because he was probably doing this the whole time, and I didn't even realize it.
I've looked down at her quite a few times.
That's why. And I didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice it. And all of a sudden, boom, there she is. And I'm like, you're like, and you duped me too, man. You duped me because you were like, oh yeah, she might be here any minute. And all of a sudden she pops, and I'm thinking
That's the
she
thing
just
about
drove
wrestling.
up or something.
That's the
Keeping
thing
you
about
on your
wrestling.
toes.
Thing about wrestling is you don't know anything until I want you to know it.
Oh, that's showmanship. I love it. I love that. That is so cool. All right, Shawn. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Everybody, it looks like they had a really great time. And of course, I am very serious about as soon as we get off the air here in a few seconds, I want to get up with you and talk to you about Jacob and everybody coming on together maybe in February.
I'd love to.
We'll pick a date. I do normally Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7. But for you guys, if you guys have to have a special time like you did tonight, you guys are blowing this out of the water. I've probably had more views on this one than I've had in the last 2 weeks. So
Awesome.
this has been a really good show, and I really want you back.
I'd love to be back, man. I've had a blast.
So one more time before I get out of here, tell everybody where you're going to be here in the near future and where we can find you.
I am going to be in Huntington, West Virginia, on December 5th with my tag team partner, James Maxon, and Demonia. We are the Circus of Pain. We're going to be there, and we're going to be in action. You can see us there. Again, that's December 5th. Bell time is 6 o'clock p.m. Please come on down if you can. If you're in the area, come enjoy some great wrestling action.
Okay, one more because last second question, and you got to know this person. What's your thoughts on your amazing face paint looks?
That's Demonia. Face paint is amazing.
Isn't that amazing how?
She's the one that does the face paint. She is very, very artistic. She does such a good job. And she criticizes her work so much. But she doesn't realize just how good she is.
You are good because the first time he sent me one of his pictures, which I'm pretty sure is one of her pictures, I was like, okay, you got my attention. The circus, not the clown. The first thing I thought of was clown. I was like, okay, clown gimmick, okay. And then when the other doggone it, the new breed was talking about, fighting you guys and stuff like that. I was like, and they were talking about the Circus of Pain. I went, oh, now I get it. And I was thinking Juggalo at that time, but then you corrected me on that also. So
it's a fair assessment to make. I understand it. You're not the first person to think that, and you definitely won't be the last.
Hey, I'm old school. I didn't listen to a lot of their music, but they did do a remake of an 80s song, which I thought they did a better job than the original. So,
I find that a lot of covers are normally better than the original.
Yeah, let's go all the way. was definitely a better song by
It
them.
was fun. It was fun.
And Jacob wanted to remind everybody December 12th in Bluefield.
That is another show that we're going to be on. Bluefield, West Virginia on December 12th for Premier Wrestling League. We are going to be taking on Crash Cassidy and Rick Reeves for the PWL Tag Team titles.
All right, there you go. Well, I'm going to end it like this, guys. Circus of Pain coming to a town near you. You don't want to miss it. West Virginia, North Carolina, all over the place. And they're going to be back on Hashtag Truth this February, so watch out. And that is the Hashtag Truth. We will see you guys tomorrow night at 7 for the last show before the holidays, and then we will reconvene sometime right after the holidays. Thank you very much again, Shawn. Thank you very much, Rachel, for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great night.